Okay, we're going to learn a new type of story problem today. We're going to set it up the same way, but then a new situation comes about. Okay? So as a gardener is transplanting flowers in a flower bed, she has been working for 2 hours and has transplanted 14 flowers. She has 35 more flowers to transplant. If she works at the same rate, how many hours will it take her? So we're finding the hours now. We have two units of measurement that depend on one another. We got hours and flowers. I shouldn't say one another. The flowers depends on the hours. So time is the measurement of time is the x, flowers is y. So per flowers per hour. Now, we do not know the flowers per hour. No, it's not 14. That's not per hour. It's over 2 hours. And 35, we don't know have really any hours to go with that. So what I'm going to do is put a question mark for hours. Now, I could find the flowers per hour if I really felt like it, but that's not the point of the assignment. So if that's not given to us in the problem, we're going to put a question mark. Okay? We might not need to know that, and I'm going to explain why. If we're going to make the line, you would need to know it, but I don't think we're going to have to. And here's why. Label your X, Y table. Hours, flowers. Now, because we don't really have the flowers per hour at this moment in time, I will not be able to do the 0, 1, 2. So, if this is unknown, I'm going to put 0, but I'm not going to go 1, 2. I'm going to put 0 and block it off. Okay? Now I'm going to go under where I blocked it off and put the information. 2 hours goes with 14 flowers, so I put 2, 14. 35 flowers, we're trying to figure out the hours that takes, so I put 35 under flowers and then question mark. Now I'm going to come up here, okay? If you sat on your butt and did 0 hours of work, how many flowers would get planted? Probably 0, okay? This 0, 0, if X and Y both start at 0, we don't make the line because I don't have an initial amount, okay? Instead, what I'm able to do is make a proportion, okay? Now, the proportion is always the Y over the X, and I'm going to put that here. So it's got to be flowers over hours. So FH, FH. That becomes important later. So the rate we're given is that there's 14 flowers to 2 hours. So 14 to 2. What we need to figure out is 35 flowers and then how many hours. Now, we got the proportion has 4 items, 3 numbers and just the variable. No operations with the variable, so I can just cross multiply and divide, okay? 2 times 35 is 70, and then divided by 14 equals 5. So that's your answer, 5 hours. Okay, next problem. A bakery sells 10 bagels for $3.69. If the bakery starts selling the bagels in packages at 12, how much would you expect the bagels to cost? Okay, so we're finding the cost. Okay, so my first box, you've got bagels and dollars. I'm going to make the box in the table, but I might not be going over here. We'll see, okay? So bagels and dollars. Now, we don't have a time unit, but X cannot be the money. So X would be bagels, Y would be dollars. It's dollars per bagel. Now, they did not tell us the dollars for one bagel. Okay, that's what dollars per bagel means. Well, that $3.69 is for 10 bagels. And then they know that's the only cost we're given. So I'm going to put a question mark. If I really have to, I can figure that out, but I might not need to, okay? So since I don't have that given to me in the problem, label them, I put 0 in the block, not 0, 1, 2. Now, under the block, I fill in my information. 10 bagels is $3.69. Remember to get the numbers in the right column. Then we have 12 packaged bagels and packages of 12. That means 12 bagels, and I'm trying to figure out how much that costs. Now, if you went into a store and bought no bagels, you're going to have to pay anything? I don't think so. Okay, a bagel shop and buy 0 bagels, it's $0. Okay, so this 00 means the line don't need it. Okay, because there's not that initial amount to put, or the ladder I don't need because there's not that initial amount to put at the beginning of the ladder. So I line up proportions. Now it's always Y over X. Okay, you can't forget that. So it's dollars over bagels. So 10 bagels, $3.69. 12 bagels, I'm trying to figure out the cost, okay? You can put question mark, you can put a letter, I don't care, okay? I don't really care what you put. I'll put a C for cost. It doesn't matter what the letter you put. So I can just cross multiply and divide. I can find the product of 369 and 12 and then divide that product by 10. And that finds me the cost. $4.43, okay? And that's your answer, 4.43. You rate round to the nearest cent because you're finding the cost. Don't put 4.428. Okay, next example. Portable media player has 2 gigabytes of storage and can hold 500 songs. A similar but larger media player has 80 gigabytes of storage. How many songs can the larger media player hold? So you're finding the songs. So the units are gigabytes and songs. And you're going to have your XY table. Now I have defined X is going to be the gigabytes, Y is the songs, okay? Because it's songs per gigabyte, okay? So it's Y for songs, gigabytes, X. I kind of helped you out in that problem. Songs should be Y, gigabytes should be X. So per, it's always the Y over the X, so songs per gigabyte. Now I could find that if I really had to, but for now I'm just going to put unknown, because when you first read it, it's unknown. So gigabytes, X, songs is Y. So we're not going to do the 0 and 2, we're going to do the 0 block. So 2 gigabytes, 500 songs. 80 gigabytes is how many songs? Okay, so but if you have 0 gigabytes, you can't upload any songs, so that's 0. So the line, we're not going to do the ladder because there's nothing to put at the beginning, okay? I'm going to use proportions. Okay, so remember, it's always Y over X. Okay, so we need the gigabytes, we need the songs on top because it's the songs and the gigabytes, the songs and the gigabytes. So 500 songs, 2 gigabytes, sorry about that, that's a crappy G, okay. And then we don't know how many songs, okay, put a letter, I don't care, okay. You can just put S, I guess, and then gigabytes is 80. Doesn't matter, if you use X, it don't matter. Okay, so I'm solving for S, okay. So I'm going to take 500 times 80, then divide by 2, and that finds an S. That's an S, it's not a 5. I don't know what goes there. 500 times 80 divided by 2, I think that's 20,000, okay. Yup. So 20,000 songs. Okay, that's a table problem. Now we're going to do some fraction word problems, okay? They're not hard, but you have to put labels to get them right. 2 out of 5 students take the ACT test. If 20 students take the ACT test, how many students are in the group? Okay, you're finding students. 2 out of 5 means 2/5. Now you need to label your fractions. We are going to use a proportion, but you have to label. Here's how you label it. The top is those that take the ACT test. I put that in bold to kind of help you. So put 2, take the ACT test. Now this is your rate, and this over here is your actual number. Okay, rate actual. Now in a fraction, the bottom number represents the total. Okay. Now we got to know where to and then here it's going to be set up the same way. The actual number that take the ACT test, and then the total. Now let's talk. The only actual amount I'm given is 20. Does it say 20 take the ACT test? Yeah, it does. So that belongs here, and I'm finding the total. So I cross multiply and divide. 5 times 20 divided by 2. Or you can think 2 times 10 is 20, 5 times 10 is 50. You get 50 in either instance. So there's 50 total students. That's what a fraction does. Okay. Now we're going to go over another one. Cross out the 150 and put 160. I want to put 160. 3 out of 20 people experience migraine headaches. If I see a group of 160 people, how many people could I expect to have experienced a migraine headache? Okay. So 3 out of 20 means 3/20ths. That's the rate. This is the actual. Now you got to put labels. The bottom of a fraction is your total. And then the 3 is those that experience migraine headaches. I don't care if you abbreviate, but you got to know what it represents. Now let's come over here. The labels are the same. Experienced migraine headaches. Then down here, total. Now the 160 is the actual number I'm provided with. Did those people experience migraine headaches though? No, it does not. I'm solving for those that experienced a migraine headache, so I placed the 160 in the total. And I don't know how many experienced migraine headaches. See here, 20 took the ACT, so that went on top. Here at the 160, the actual number, it doesn't say they experienced migraine headaches, so X now goes to the top, and we're solving for those that experience migraines. So I multiply 3 times 160 divided by 20. Or you could also say 20 times 8 is 160. What's 3 times 8? Okay, it's going to be 24 either way you do it. So 24 experience migraine headaches of this 160. Alright guys, you got 3 problems on that.